Alright, among all the sages of the nation of the world, there are none like you. Rabbi Elzer said, "It is written that would not fear the king of the nation of the world would kind of praise this." Rabbi Shimon replied, "Elzer, my son, that has been Elder, my son, has been and said in several places. However, there was one who not understand with the kingdom of the earth, among all the sages of the nation of the world, and all their kingdoms there are none like you. It's simply literally interpretation that because of the naturally give the readers the evil intentions of sinners who think that the Creator is not aware of their dark thoughts of doubt and intent. So therefore, it is a folly must be clarified. A philosopher of one of the nations would come to me and say that the Creator governs the entire heaven, and this is about that all that heaven hostly unable to attain. You know, or you can come to know heavenly dwell place. However, this does not add to the greatness of this is written among all the sages of the nation of the world, all the air in their kingdom. There is none like you. What kind of comparison is this? And when he is compared to a man who is nothing, this is similar. This is similar to what is written about the sinners in Psalms. And they say, "How does the Creator know?" And the knowledge in Him. And what would be? Behold, the wicked they were all in peace and rich and powerful. That's exactly what the prophet says. The one of the greatest sages among the nation of the world. He came, Rabbi Shimon, dishonored Israel, wisdom, work for absolute faith, Creator's sake, without to be great wholeness, perfection, and purity, integrity, for no thought can grasp him. The sage was representative of the philosopher was asserted that the main principle of working Creator is attain Him, for rather than serve Him in faith, for the understanding therefore attain Him, and he was come to ridicule Israel's approach. Hence they said the Creator was above all human wisdom, therefore by the rules, and he did thereby he rules, and he bid your work for Him the faith and purity that had no doubts in Him, for human mind cannot grasp Him. And after all, the heaven and host, the legions and angels were unable to attain Him. It was written for those who say, "Blessed are the Creator in this place," for they did not know. However, this phrase, among all sages of the world, there are none like you. The Creator does not imply the Creator's greatness, indeed, but the prophetic expression and used in order to exalt God of Israel, show that it is greater than the God attained in the sages of the nation of the world, and their human strength and reason naturally. They did not attain the glory of the God of Israel. He began compared with the trifold and transforced forces. On contrary, the statement shows great disdain with the Creator when comparing Him to the sage of the nations of the world, who mortal, restricted creature of the world, with the scholarly sage, the representative of the wisdom of the nation of the world, uttered with the Rabbi Shimon. Clearly, the Zohar refers to see over sage, but was paid by the visit of the Rabbi Shimon, just like other names, place, and characters mentioned with the Torah, Talmud, Kabbalah, and name of the places of animals, peoples, and actions described in the Zohar. Speaks only with the spiritual world of the Creator's actions, how one can achieve the goal of creation. If no way does any of this relate to events of the world. Therefore, the sage of the nation of the world symbolizes man of the egotistic property of research, knowing everything, and instead of having faith above the reason, the Torah demands the human property called the sage of the nation of the world, the egotistic reason, with the state of the constant argument with the man's spiritual altruistic property, with the called Israel as an aspiration to the Creator by the opposing it to the man's build himself and grows. Furthermore, you can claim that as the Torah said that there had not risen the prophets of Israel like Moses. There is none in Israel. There is then once among the nation of the world. So I claim, and I claim the same. This is none like with you among the sages of the nation of the world, among the sages of the Israel, that one like you. However, there is one like Him among the sages of the Israel. He cannot be the supreme ruler. Look closely into my words, and you shall see that I am right. How here the philosopher man egotistic voices spoke wisely. He understand that he should speak directly and would hear precise answer to the question. It is written among the sages of the nation of the world, there are none like you, meaning that there is none that contain you, and for the words there is none like you, and imply that you have not equals and impossible to attain you and attain your degree. Hence, then, sages of the nation of the world, the human reason take the pride of the attainment of the Creator. They understand His intentions, the actions. They consider themselves similar to the attainment means of the similar property that they attain degree. There is a considerable lie. There is none like Him. Therefore, they do not attain the Creator, but only delude themselves by thinking that they do. The philosopher with the man understood that. Hence, they began the leading of the man astray with the path of faith. But this path defies reason within the complete different question existence. If it is explicitly said that no one is equal to the Creator among the sages of the other nations, does not mean that they are those who can attain Him among the sages of Israel. Otherwise, would it be necessary to specify that there are none like the human among the sages of the nation of the world? But if this is so, here it's similar to you that he cannot be supreme ruler. However, can you say the God of Israel cannot be attained by the reason that He governs all? That speak with the means of the faith of the greatness, but indeed those are among your sages who are like Him, and those who are attaining Him. Rabbi Shimon said to him, "You object correctly that there are those among the sage of Israel who are similar to the Creator, though for the resurrect the dead back to the life, if not the Creator himself. Then Elijah or Elijah came to resurrect dead back to the life, which caused the rain to fall, and not but the Creator himself. Elijah came from abolished rain that summoned from it through his prayer." When created with the heavens and earth, it is not with the Creator himself. Yet Abraham came, and it is written that heavens and earth was revived. Rabbi Shimon replied, "That the inner sage speaks the truth when he asserts that among the aged sage of Israel was similar to the great help with no way to provoke the simple faith of the Creator, unattainable human reason. Of course, he must master the rule of the heavens, and so much higher that although of them even the supernal angels could not attain him, they did not know his place. Yet the Torah and mitzvah or Torah and commandments were given this precise with the purpose of observing the commandments, making the marriage between the screen and the light, studying with the Torah of the receiving the light with the Creators. As we ask Israel, those that aspire with the Creator would completely merge with him and in our property, so his light would preeminate the clothing his youth to extent with the wood mirror that begin to desire to receive the power of the screen, carry out the same action as the Creator, resurrect the dead from egoism, summon and raise in the light of wisdom, light of mercy, receiving the light of heaven from the earth, and filling it with the parts of the spiritual world in all worlds with the light of our actions. And that we are just like him, and it is said that by your deeds experiencing them on myself, I would know that, however, that we attain only through the absolute devout faith of the property of the beyond, which leaves us to no desire whatever to attain him without reason with verify the efforts and exactness of the past of the stage of the nation of the world, or egoism. Or egoism is part as a spiritual object seized for the nation of the world in a rush that had designated the knowledge designed to attain everything in the golf of the body is willing to receive the pleasure for oneself. The philosopher argues that Israel cannot do the Creator does, then Israel attains him. Then this is correct if one is able to act like the Creator, then the extent of the action attained with the perceived of him. After all, it is said that by your deeds I will know you. For if the one acts like the Creator, then he understands the Creator analogues and actions of his own actions that perceives them. However, the one most first advanced with the faith above the reason, the result of it attains with the Creator property, thereby becoming like him in actions. 164. Rabbi Shimon continues, who governs the sun if not the Creator? The Yusha came and stopped it. The Creator has issued a decree with Moses, then meeting with a decree of his own, and carried out the Creator wishes the punishment of the righteous to Israel annual his verdict. And moreover, he bids with closely follow his way with to be like him in every way. The philosopher then went to became Israel and lived in the village of Shalayim. They called him Yosi Hakatana, or Little Yosi. He studied the Torah a great deal among the sage of the righteous of the village. The problem is if the person does not does everything only with the means of the faith, it denies him from the chance of attaining the Creator for the attaining the consumption through applying the reach of the hour. At the moment it begins to apply the reason, he immediately diminishes his faith. So how can he combine the faith with the reason? If the true would aspire to draw near the Creator, those who are to call the Israel diminish their simple devout the faith. However, they do this only because he bids them to do is in order with the attainment of his actions, thus become like him, and instead of the Torah follow his way, and then hence his observing his commandment. The philosopher was overwhelmed by the truth that became Israel and started observing the Torah and the mitzvah. Overwhelmed with what we had found with the Israel's action, their attainment of the spiritual world not diminished the faith above the reaching the action of the attainment that are based on the faith of the Israel is going to attain for the Creator because he bids them not to become the desire of the egoism. 165. And now the time had become the closer look of the verse, and it is written with the nation of the world there are nothing before him. Yet how does it exalt him? And hence it was written, when who sees the kingdom of the nation of the world? Yet the sign of it is the king of the nation of the world is not the king of Israel, the Creator of all evaluate the Israel with all places. Well, that's why he's called everywhere the king of Israel, otherwhere the nation of the world is as they have another king up in the heavens. However, it seems that he governs only them and not us. The nations of the world are certain the supernal kingdom, not of the kingdom of Israel, the kingdom of them who sits without heaven that governs them, that only of their king, the kingdom of Israel, has no power over them. Thus, it seems to me, as egoism exists under the sum of the other non-altruistic systems, governance or non-altruism. The egoistic failed to realize that the Creator made it exactly the way so to achieve his goal without using egoism, with the bringing the man of the altruism from one's own self for the Creator's sake. As there was written, one who would not fear the king of the nations of the world. There was the supernal kingdom of the then threatened with the persecute the just with them the pleasure of the and hence he should be feared with all that fear with him above the is written among these sages of the nation of the world. His angel of the rule over the nations. Their kingdom of the above there is none like you. For the four kingdoms of the rule over the nations of the world according to the Creator's will, and there is none who can do even the smallest action without his personal instruction. The sages of the nation of the world are forces of the rule them from above them. All the wisdom of the nation of the world come from these the rulers, and all their wisdom, all of their kingdoms being with the Creator will rules over them. These lines describe the bride who is in the state exile of the prayer himself with her future final correction power of the nation of the world, and every one of us amounts of conquering us the altruistic desire of the Creator, the placing them under the power and serving only the body. This is the wish drives us away from the Creator's rule, and let others desire of the nation of the world dominate with the egotistic desire of the nation of the world. So because of the power of the tempting with various pleasures of the wisdom and appealing to our common sense, the action of us over us, the spiritual aspirations stem with the system of the impure forces and impure egotistic angels or other inner egotistic forces, where power of the region of the nation of the world will help the wisdom of their egotistic desire to leave the sum of the Israel, those who would aspire with only with the Creator, to all sort of the doubts and desires to understand the Creator, His way and thoughts, without any fear of the reverence before His greatness and supremacy. Because of the doubts we draw farther than the Creator and His supernal light, the result of the path of our egotistic desires, as is written, serve the capital of the impure forces, built only with the ruins of Jerusalem, the capital of pure forces, that acquire the strength of the persecute, the humiliate the Israel, then force them to submit their will and suppress only the true path of the spiritual faith above the defiance of the reason, with their persuasion and proof that there is proof of their real rightfulness. This is already explained in the introduction book of Zohar on the inner and spiritual enslavement led to the external and corporal enslavement and persecution and humiliation of the nations of the world. The secret of the four kingdoms of the rule is in our four spiritual, therefore physical experiences, which correspond with the Sephiroth's man habilized with Nebuchadnezzar has written. Here is the idol have made by the pure of gold, and breast with the arms of silver, and the belly is thigh of brass, and shins of iron, and feet in part with iron, and part in clay. Therefore the idol governs the nation of the world, mock and claims us that they have seen, they have their own, that they have a king of their own. That however the source of the Creator's plan was said, but the Creator have said, has so made it that the men should fear him. For sensation of the Creator should be called Shishiana, which is referred to as the fear before Him. However, we do not feel the greatness of the supremacy of the Creator, who do not meet the fearing of the living and the fear of the kings of the nations of the God. This is one of the fact we know other way completely alternately emerging in the Creator, other than means of the tremendous fear before His greatness, and assuming His Torah and His desires, and devout of the complete faith without any doubts of His properties. Only then will we merge with Him in His absolute eternal union with the Creator, will impart with the goodness of which He hath created us and conceived in the beginning of the creation, and became the purpose of the behind the whole creation. This state is considered the completeness of the final deliverance of correction and correction. However, before the attainment of such an exalted spiritual state, how the prophet described who is inspired of the Creator, here is how you have known such brought in little you have earned, you eat and you have not eaten enough, you drink but you have thirst and not quench. And for all the actions of all those who aspire the spiritual impure forces, egoism constantly take all the light of itself with the curve, with the result with our doubts with regard to the faith and Creator, with the impure forces itself cultivates within us. However, according to the purpose of the punishment in Jacob, the us group, everything happens according to the Creator, serve only to promote toward the correction. Therefore, the long man can listen only to egotistic arguments. The Creator develops the gradually using the force where they help the gradually become fit to feel the fear of the Creator. Therefore, many trials and sufferings are exiled, but the spiritual brings us. But in the end, when you merit reception complete and devoted faith and fear before the greatness of the written of the state, He remembered His mercy and the allegiance toward the house of Israel. All the worthless creatures of the earth witnessed and helped in the deliverance for the Creator's hands. This because the end of the day of the Creator was remembered His mercy, gave their strength to receive the complete and devout the faith in Him. The Jerusalem, the capital of altruism, will be rebuilt with the ruins of the capital of egoism, for all the light with which man of the pure forces were robbing us throughout our exile from the spiritual will return to us when we acquire complete devout faith will shine in us with all the mighty. All worthy creators of the earth manifest in egoism when they see within their own eyes the Creator and the Creator saves and corrects them, and for all the nations of the world within us they save all the have always possessed in light until the very last moment of the correction, so as gave them access to these appropriate time, and all shall see that one man's ruler or another is detrimental over the ruler. Therefore, the burden of slavery and the impure force of rule over us, over the holiness harms of the impure forces, therefore thereby compels us to attain complete devoted faith in the Creators even faster. Even the prophet speaks of his time. We would not fear king of the nation of the world, for it has now been revealed that he is the king of the nation of the world, persecute that dominates the nation that previously seemed to be to them egotistic intention, persecute that altruistic intention, but the opposite has been revealed to them, but they are merely blind and inactive with the Creator, while other servants are slaves who purpose to bring us to perfection. It seemed to us that they were beating us. Now it turns out that they were beating in themselves. For thanks to these blows, suffering the unrealized egoistic desires, constant frustration, the accelerated deliverance, attainment of the perfection, or realization of the need to choose the path of the faith of what region whether they would accelerate for their demise, their own correction. After wherever there seemed a reason they rebelled against the Creator, argued with the Creator is not the source of all the reality, act and suppose however they please with the humility and satire that basically egotistic desires applied, but those no supernal judge, no law, and the advancement of creation toward the goal that has revealed that they have always fulfilled the Creator's will, and to bring us all desires them include the perfection. The same applied for every person in the world, whatever he wants or not, all the times, every way that he fulfills the Creator's will. When he is not called the Creator's servant, because he is unconscious not of his own will, to compel the man full of his will, the Creator gave him some of the alien desires to enjoy the force of him to carry out his own actions, but he does so as a slave as his desires, not someone that fulfills the Creator's will. For example, the Creator gave man with the alien desire to make money, thereby compelling him to open a restaurant so carry out the altruistic action of the slave of the egotistic desire. In other words, to compel us to do what is necessary for the Creator created within the egotistic desire to receive pleasure, the obliging to us to do with enabling the fine pleasure for the action of objects in which he went to us and work. Went to us and work. This is why we live with constant pressures, and with the truth of the constantly unconscious fulfilling Creator's will, the resemblance situation with the children are given many toys and to play with, but as they play, they carry out the work. The entire world is doing the Creator's will. But our goal, the purpose of our development, is to do the conscientious willingness to attain to realize His will most sustain this so high that they will not do wholeheartedly on your own. Rather than, as we do now, unconsciously, correctively, must achieve this state with desire fully coincided with those created, with its designates complete consciousness upon union with Him. Thus became the clear the king of the nation of the world, same with the creative rule over the compelled to fulfill himself the desire of the kingdom does the slave now fear with the both the creator and is revealed the nation of the world, the phrase all nation of the world aloof the angel of the rule over this nation such the Aphron, Castamon, Azel, and other words others from whom the state of the nation of the world, egoism, the reason will receive the wisdom within those help of oppress the Israel or artistic desires. And their kingdoms refer to the four existing kingdoms which govern the 70 nations of the world, or heaven with the 7 sephirots, each of which containing 10 sub-sephirots, all 70 sephirots of the altruistic aspiration or force, as well as corresponding with the impure sephirots, described in Nebuchadnezzar as prophet writes, here is my idol head of the maid, the pure of gold, the first of the kingdom, breast and the arms of silver, and the second of the kingdom, and is the belly and the thighs of brass, and the third kingdom, and the shins and the feet, and the part of iron, part of clay, and the fourth kingdom. There's no one among who can, even in the smallest action of their own, but only you may bid them. However, the will only reveal that the aim of the correction will know that their misfortune suffering has the power to separate the Creator with the loyal execute the Creator aspiration to do so, draw uncloser to Him, moreover the closer, cruel or force does nothing else to obey His orders. All the sole purpose of transpired was to bring us to the state whether we can receive perfection, infinite goodness for the intent of the bestow upon us from the very beginning with his planned creation with the Creator, which must lead us to complete devout faith, result which will be as though the prophet said, then at once in the iron and the clay and the brass and the silver and the God all crumbled to pieces and became like a shaft on the summer threshing floor of the window carried away, with no trace of left of them, and the stones and the smoke of the engine became the great mountain filled with the whole of the earth. Absolute faith of his called the unbreakable, non-crumbling stone. After one's merits for the faith, the impure force of the inner ego, its desired thoughts, disappear through it, though it had never existed. Although the worthless creature, reason, even logic, philosophy, common sense, inhabited the earth and witnessed deliverance for the hand of the Creator, for the prophet, they shall not do evil nor destroy my holy mountain, for either shall be full with the knowledge of the Lord, as water fills with it fills in the sea. Part 167. Yet among all the stages of the nation of the world, all their kingdoms I have found ancient books that even though heavenly hosts with the legions fully obey with the given orders, each would receive the price of the precise instruction to be carried out. Who among them can do it? Not you. Who will do it better than you? And you excel them. You excel over them in all property of the indeed. Hence is written that there is none like you. The Creator Himself carries out the creature his action with his light, and then leads them to this goal. Man's soul takes the realization of all creation, governing with the whole heart of the agreement of all the creators, and action taken the active part of the process of spiritual creation. 168. Rabbi Shimon said to his friends, this wedding must be a wedding for you all, and each of you should bring a gift in his own part of the common for the man to the bride. And said with the rabbi elsewhere, the present for the bride with a gift for only the days of heaven will look and enter the wedding canopy with the sending sound those songs and praise the songs of the wedding canopy with who stands before the Creator. Alright, who is this? I'm not sure if I read this one already.